Good morning, Tokyo. Oh. We're actually loading up my car right now because we got to take it someplace to do some things with it, and we're gonna bring this with us too. But I don't feel like pushing it in the trailer, so I'm just gonna push it backwards because there's no reverse, and then I'm just gonna drive it in. No! Now I gotta do it again.
Now would be a little easier.
The four clutches aren't happy.
Because there's no oil?
Well, there's not the right oil in it.
Water-based lubricant, canola oil, cooking oil, 10W40.
Yeah, we got 10. I mean, we got canola oil in here.
So we tried to roll the car out, but the drive shaft was...
It's getting bound up on the trans mount, so we're gonna take it off.
And Kyle expertise is taking things off, and in trashkitty.com, but he's not there yet because she hasn't hit the number.
Oh, jeez.
I don't forget, Kyle. Get that thing out. Make Uncle Barry proud. So Kyle comes all the way to Edmonton to just get back to his...
Well, Nick was like, I'm just gonna do stuff, and then I'm like, well, I'm just gonna pull the motor out of your car. So this is Nick's little side project, new project to the channel kind of deal. It was his car back in like 2000 and...
I'm not gonna show any more. In the comments, does anybody know what this is based on the headlight?
For a Ricer headlight. Anyways, Nick had this car back in like 2003, I think. It has a built motor, small turbo on it, made like 300 something wheel horsepower. And now we're yanking the motor out of it because it sat for a bajillion years after he got it back. He's gonna get the motor refreshed in it, and then we're gonna put a bigger turbo on it and then see if we can make more power with it. The funny thing is, the same time era Nick owned this car, I actually owned the same car, and I hadn't even known Nick, so it's kind of like we were blood brothers with our wieners and cars.
And you were both in the same province, and you're now both in the same province,
Yeah.
and you're across the country.
So originally we were both in Newfoundland, which is 5,000 kilometers away, 3,000 miles. And now we're in Alberta, and we both traveled from Newfoundland to Alberta, and somehow fate brought us together, and now we French kiss. Now can we take a moment just to look at how badass our little mini pit trike is. 420cc, 9-inch wide rear tires on this thing. And remember, every $1 spent at boostedlifestyle.com automatically gets you entered to win this trike. And if you live within 24 hours of me, I will personally bring you the trike. Your team legacy's coming out, Nick. Build it bigger and better. This was a late 1900s build. Get it? These were already in the engine, forged pistons and rods, but because the rings sat for so long, the rings aren't very good, so it'll come out and get refreshed. I literally just realized what your shirt says.
Does a duck with a boner drag weeds?
Wow.
Luke made me this after
You got it
Miles of
custom
Mayhem.
made?
Luke
Nice.
made it for me. Because I said it to that lady at Boston Pizza on Miles of Mayhem.
Did you see that?
What? Does a duck with a boner drag weeds?
That's awesome.
I can't believe how small the bore spacing and everything is on this engine, and it makes like the potential in it to make so much power. And the cool thing about this over a Honda is you don't like it's already an iron block. It's not like an open deck block. You don't have to put the cylinder support system in it. Bunch of idiots gonna try and take apart a transmission. You're making it pee out the bottom.
Name something that transmission and I don't have in common. That has standard. Is a standard. Has a standard? Standards.
I don't know.
It worked in my head and it was funny, and then somewhere between my head and my mouth
It didn't make
it
sense.
didn't work out. Basically, I have no standards.
I mean, I know you like being inside trannies, so.
I got something solid for you, Nick.
What's that?
The case is just popping up because pushing the rust out of that pin.
Shiny parts on the inside. Oh, it's separated good though. Oh, there she comes, boys. There she comes. Yep, working for Daddy.
I think I'm on a pin.
Nick was very gentle with this transmission in the past. The pin.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's okay. Those are the.
Good catch, bucket basket thing. Oh, I wish you guys could smell how good this gear oil from 2003 is.
Like this trans only has 20K on it.
So, I don't even know if Kyle said. The whole reason for this is Nick has a Quaif LSD to go in the Ricer rocket.
A Queef LSD to go in it.
Quiff, yeah.
Here's your magnet stuck to the friggin'.
It locks right here.
It locks in right there.
Yeah. We're just silly.
Yeah.
Bunch of silly Sallies in this garage.
This is Nick's truck. It looks. Look at it. Look at it. Looks like a regular work truck, right?
Dad's work truck is cool.
Dad's work truck is cool. You want to see Dad's work truck? Whipple supercharger. You wouldn't tell, right? Look at this thing. At least we only do this once every 3 years.
That's true.
This must be fogged up.
It is.
Oh yeah. At least we only gotta do it once every 3 years. Well, it didn't pass, which is not surprising after you really look at the cage, but I'm super choked about it. Like, good job on him for catching all that stuff, but now, because he only comes here once a year, we're pretty completely fucked for this year. Pardon my French, Français. He gave us a list of things here, but, like, they planted the D-bars without putting plates down. They pour welds. It looks like shit. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it now. Now, to be completely honest, the clips that you just seen were from a couple weeks ago when we got the lawnmower here dynoed and we broke the rear axle in it. And I just didn't know what to do with the feeling of the car not passing the tech inspection. I'll get into it in a moment on what failed specifically. But what's got me torn is the fact that there was already an NHRA chassis certification sticker on it. Now let me explain a little bit. Sometimes when you go get a chassis certification, the guy will be like, you're missing this one little thing. If you fix it, I'll give you your sticker, make sure you fix it, and then we'll be all good. And he kind of puts his ass on the line, assuming you're gonna fix it. So I don't know exactly what the story was, but I feel like the chassis was missing a couple things. He said, hey, you need to do these things, fix it please. I'll give you the sticker, and then they kind of half-ass fixed it. And then I bought the car assuming that it was already an 850 legal cage, which is kind of scary because we did exceed the limits of the cage a little tiny bit. We went 814. Not on purpose, it's just how fast the car went with a stock motor. But I'll show you a couple things that made it not pass inspection. They are fixable, I just didn't know what to do with it, so I shoved it back in this garage for now. This is our other garage. This is here, the lawnmower's here. I just needed to get it off my mind and focus on something else for a bit. This garage has all kinds of goodies in it. Moped, Gina's Beetle, the lawnmower, my car, all-wheel drive transfer Civic, another moped. Don't mind the mess in the car, everything got ripped out last minute to bring it to chassis cert to begin with. So first thing, the welds, you can't really fail it on welds, but it looks like someone stick welded this thing together. So he said, do your best to just try and like grind this out, clean it up, re-weld it better, because that's gonna help you with tech inspection a ton. And now we'll start from the top. Up here, where the top bar meets this bar, it isn't fully welded all the way around, which it's allowed not to be welded all the way around. You have to have 75% of it welded if you add gussets. So here's the problem now. They added the gussets, but they didn't use the right thickness of material, so the gussets don't count. So we'd have to grind these gussets out right here and re-weld new gussets in because this pipe right here is not thick enough. And then the one on the other side actually over there, and then the other one over here in the top side right here wasn't even fully welded. So not only did you add a gusset because this wasn't fully welded, you didn't fully weld the gusset. So that's a big issue. The next one is actually highly, highly, highly scary, and like whoever did this, you're a total hack job. Just like I have to throw it out there, you're a total hack job for doing this. Not only is it lazy and a poor job, like somebody's life could have been on the line for you doing this. This is our main hoop for the cage. This is what literally almost everything is built around in this cage for an 850 cage. This bar right here gets planted to a 6x6 plate on the floor. Which, yes, there is a 6x6 plate on the floor, but they haven't welded this bar the whole way around. And you can't see it because the carpet is there, but once you rip the carpet up, you can tell that they didn't even bother to weld the back side of this pipe. They only welded the front side of the main hoop to the floor. Which leads us to our next problem. You can follow this pipe right here. It goes from the main hoop down to the front to support the main hoop. This is your door bar. And then we have a bar that goes from the top up here down to the front. Now they both meet down to a 6x6 plate, which is also there. But once again, these pipes not fully welded to the plate. The thickness of the material is fine. Just welding it to the plates, man, not cool. So we've got 3 points of sketchy now, which, yes, don't pass the car. It's not safe. I understand completely. We still have more issues. The issue I have is I never would have bought this car if it wouldn't have passed an 850 cert cage. The problem now lies that it had a certified 850 cage in it when I bought the car, and thinking that it would have passed tech again is the whole reason I bought the car. Now, yes, it can be fixed. It just shouldn't have to be fixed. It should have already been an 850 certified cage. Now, they added these bars right here, which weren't even necessary because you already have these bars right here. And they might have used these ones to help support the D-bars, which are these ones right here, which are completely necessary behind the seat. And these go down to the tunnel. These things are supposed to be planted to a 6x6 plate, just like the main hoop and just like the front up here. However, these things are just planted to the sheet metal on the tunnel. What? Now, how does that even make sense to plant a big, beefy bar down to a piece of sheet metal? There is literally no structural integrity to a piece of little sheet metal if anything happens. So like I said, I'm glad that he found it. I'm glad that he failed it so he didn't have to put his ass on the line by giving me something that was only half-assed. Like, we could have been seriously injured if we crashed this car, to be honest. This cage had no business doing what we did to it. I'm glad he found it, but now I'm in a predicament where I don't really know what to do with it. It can be fixed, and I just put it over here because I really didn't know what to do with it. Nick and I talked about it. It's probably like a whole day's worth of work to get this thing back up to spec. But I don't have the motor back yet, which it should be back soon. I'll give you guys an update on that soon. But you can see how I'm stuck in a pickle here. I just had so much other things to do that I didn't really need this thing added onto my plate. On a better note, check the new merch. I got way better quality merch. You can see all the white highlights and everything in it. The turbo looks way better. And we got this stuff for the Trike giveaway, so if you haven't seen the Trike, it was in our previous video. Every $1 spent on boostedlifestyle.com, you get cool merch, but you automatically get entered to win that cool Trike. So make sure you go check it out, boostedlifestyle.com. So I actually mainly came over here to steal the shifter plate out of the shifter for Gina's car because she needs a 3-speed shifter plate. We'll just steal it out of mine for now and order another one. But now that I'm here and the weather is really nice, having the Beetle at home would be super cool too, wouldn't it? I gotta find the license plate. We took it to put on this Beetle to get it home one day, and then we never did anything with it. I don't know where it is now. So let me know what you guys think. Should we fix it? Should we leave it? Like, do we put it off to the side for now? Race season is basically gonna start now. We don't have an engine yet, but as soon as we get the engine, I have the transmission, we have a turbo kit, we can put it all back together, really. And it's gonna take a day to fix the cage. But then we can only go 850 still. It's a real hard predicament, I think. And that's why I'm gonna go manual, because manual, you won't go faster than the 50s, I don't think. And it'll be much more fun. Much fun's, much better time. See you guys at home. Now about the Beetle, it's totally my daily driver, and it's way more fun to drive slow cars fast than it is to drive fast cars slow. So getting rid of the Hellcat was one of the stipulations of me quitting my job just because the payment was so big on it. Driving this thing as fast as you can, you don't break the speed limit, and it feels like you're going 200 kilometers an hour. So it's kind of like a win-win, really. And you don't care about the paint, so I can park it wherever I want. I'm kind of addicted now.
I made this.
Also, congrats to Gina for hitting 200,000 on TikTok.
Thank you. This is my trunk swig that I am not done making yet.
This is the stream room setup.
My stream room / photo studio / craft room / storage room.
Yes. So
Yes.
Gina, super big artist, does a lot of body painting stuff. Just hit 200K on TikTok.
Thank you.
You guys be sleeping on Gina, but she's gonna be more famous than me, 100% for sure.
Oh, stop. But anyways, I have to plasti dip this later and then paint it, because right now it just looks like a clown wig of some sort.
And that's gonna be future chunks. I'll put future chunks
Future
right
chunks.
there on the screen.
But, hold on.
Vegeta.
Now I'm Vegeta.
Vagina.
Vagina. I'm Vagina now.
Yeah, we've been obsessed with Dragon Ball a little bit lately.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Alright, we out. She can be streaming live tomorrow, so make sure to check that out. AlienTrashKitty.com
Body
will
paint
get you
tomorrow.
there.
Yeah.
Peace easy.
Get Devi? Nice cock.